All right, Laura, listen up. Welcome to your personal coaching session. I'm your coach, and for the next few minutes, this isn't about studying. This is training for match day. Your opponent, the CSEC statistics question, and we are going to make sure you're ready to score a full century.
So first things first, forget everything you think about a stuffy old exam. This is a game. It's a game of numbers, and you're the star player. What I'm handing you right now is the game plan, the playbook. Every single step we take is a play designed to get you maximum points. You ready? Let's do this.
Okay, let's dive right in. Every great player needs a solid warm-up to get their eye in. So we're going to start by calculating your batting average for this test. Now, the examiners, they call it the estimated mean. We call it your batting average.
So why do we call it a batting average? Well, think about it. When you're batting, you don't analyze every single ball you faced, right? You look at your overall run rate, your performance as a whole. It is exactly the same here. We have groups of scores, not every single individual score. So we just use the midpoint of each group to get a really strong estimate of the overall performance. It's fast, it's effective, and it gets us on the scoreboard.
Okay, let's look at how we build this average. It's simple. We find the midpoint for each interval. That's our x. Then we multiply that by the frequency, f. That's just the number of students in that group. That gives us the fx score. Think of this like calculating the runs scored in each over of the test. And the formula? It's just a simple three-step play. Step 1, add up all those fx scores to get our total runs, which comes out to 1705. Step 2, confirm our total team size, that's 50 students. Step 3, just divide the total score by the total number of students. That's it. And boom, the answer is 34.1. That is your estimated batting average for this match. And just like that, you've secured the first 3 marks. We are on the board. All right, we're moving from a single performance to the big picture now. We're charting your entire winning season. It is time to draw the ogive, which is just a fancy name for the cumulative frequency curve. So I want you to think of the ogive as your season progress chart. It's a picture of how your runs, or in this case, the student scores, accumulate over the entire match. Now, here is the most important coaching tip I can possibly give you. It must always be a smooth S shape. Always. If your graph doesn't look like an S, you've made a mistake in your technique somewhere. It's a dead giveaway. To draw this chart, we need to build up the score. It's called cumulative frequency, and it's easy. You just start with the first group's frequency, which is 5. Then you add the next group's frequency to that total. So 5 plus 11 gives us 16. Then 16 plus 20 gives us 36. You're just building momentum with every single step, all the way up to the grand total of 50. These totals we just calculated, they become our plotting points. But here's the secret to a perfect start. We always begin just before the first interval at a score of 0, because every great season starts at 0 runs, right? So our first point is 9.50. After that, we just plot the rest of our points using the upper boundaries and those cumulative frequencies. You know what? I'm going to say it one more time because it is the key to getting these 4 marks. The ogive is your season progress. It has to be a smooth, flowing curve. It always goes up, and it's always in an S shape. Lock that image in your mind. All right, our chart is drawn, and it looks professional. Now, let's use it to do some post-game analysis. It's time to rate your consistency using the median and the quartiles. I want you to think of these stats as your consistency rating. The median is your typical score, the dead center of your performance. The quartiles, well, they show us the spread and help us find that middle 50% of the team. Are they a tight, consistent group, or are their scores all over the place? This tells us exactly that. Finding these positions on the graph is so easy. The median, Q2, is exactly halfway through the team, so we find the position at n over 2, which is the 25th student. The lower quartile, Q1, is a quarter of the way in at the 12.5th position, and the upper quartile, Q3, is 3/4 of the way at the 37.5th position. These are the locations we need to find on our vertical axis. Here's the play-by-play. It's a simple, repeatable action.
Step 1. Locate your position. For the median, that's 25 on the vertical y-axis. Step 2. From there, draw a perfectly dotted line across until it hits your beautiful S-curve. Step 3. The moment it touches, draw a dotted line to the horizontal x-axis. And step 4. Read the value. That's your mark.
When we execute that play for all 3 of our positions, we get our consistency scores. The lower quartile is approximately 27 marks, our median is right around 34 marks, and the upper quartile is about 42 marks. Each one of those is another point on the board. We're racking them up. Next up is the interquartile range, or IQR. To find it, we just subtract the lower quartile from the upper quartile. So 42 minus 27 gives us 15. This number is golden. It tells us that the middle 50% of the students, the absolute core of the team, scored within a 15-mark range of each other. That shows a solid, consistent performance.
Okay, we're heading into the final high-stakes part of the match. The calculations are done, the graph is drawn. Now it's about executing winning plays when the pressure's on and avoiding the clever traps set by the examiner. So the examiner will throw you a fast one, like this. How many students scored more than 45 marks? Now, your first instinct might be to just find 45 and read a value, but that's a mistake. That's the trap. This requires a 2-step play. Here's how you execute the more than play perfectly. First, find 45 on the bottom axis. Go up to the curve and read the corresponding value on the side. That gives us about 42. But, and this is the key, our chart shows cumulative frequency. That means 42 students scored less than 45. The question wants more than 45. So the final step is to subtract that number from our total team of 50. 50 minus 42 gives us our real answer, 8 students. But you've got to watch out for the googly the examiner loves to bowl. It's the phrase at least. This is the trap. It sounds like more than, but it's critically different. At least 40 means a score of 40 or higher. It includes the number 40. And this shows the difference in execution perfectly. The method is the same, but the target number is different. For more than 45, we find 45 and subtract. For at least 40, we find 40 on the graph, read the cumulative value, which is 36, and then we subtract that from the total. 50 minus 36 gives us 14 students. Don't get caught by the tricky wording, just stick to the game plan. We are in the final over now. Time to wrap this all up with a quick and easy calculation to get our final score, probability. The question asks for the probability that a randomly chosen student scored more than 45 marks. And the great news is we've already done all the hard work. Step 1, our favorable outcomes are those 8 students we found in the more than play. Step 2, our total possible outcomes is the entire team of 50 students. Step 3, probability is simply the favorable outcomes divided by the total. That gives us 8 out of 50. And you always want to simplify your answer for a professional finish, so that becomes 4 over 25, or 0.16. And that's it. Another 2 marks in the bag. A clean, confident finish to the match. Okay, that's our coaching session. You have the game plan. You've seen all the plays, from the warm-up to that final over 6. You know the traps to watch for. There are no surprises left. Now go into that exam, trust your training, and go score your century. You've got this.